APA PsycTest is a collection of tests and measures developed for research in the behavioral sciences. APA PsycTest includes detailed metadata that make it easier to find and download instruments for research or teaching. Focused primarily on unpublished tests, this database is designed to save researchers time, since researchers can use or adapt these existing tests and measures. If you've used APA PsycInfo or APA PsycArticles before, some of the search fields in APA PsycTests will look familiar, like author, keywords, and population group. However, many of the searchable fields in APA PsycTest are unique, since they describe tests instead of journal articles. For example, some commonly used fields in APA PsycTest include construct, or what the test is designed to measure, factors and subscales, or smaller parts of a test variable, and permissions. In this video, we'll focus on the permissions field, how to limit your search by permission type, and what each permission type means for you as a researcher. APA PsycTest includes tests and measures from many publishers, besides just APA. And different publishers have different policies about what you can legally do with their tests. While we'll use APA PsycNet for this video, the permissions field works the same way in any version of APA PsycTest, including EBSCO, Ovid, and ProQuest. Because APA PsycTest has so many unique fields, always select to search this database on its own. Let's start our search with self-concept as the test construct. If you remember, this is the concept the test is designed to measure. A helpful way to find tests you can use right away is to apply the test available limit. This ensures your results include the full text of the test. About half of the records in APA PsycTest include a downloadable PDF, similar to APA PsycArticles. The rest are descriptive records that link to the full text on the publisher's website, like in APA PsycInfo. Another useful filter is permissions. Choosing May Use for Research Teaching shows tests that you can use immediately for research or instruction. No need to contact the author or publisher. Run the search and notice that each result includes the full text test. Each APA PsycTest PDF starts with a cover sheet that gives more details about how the test can be used. Now, select the test name to open a descriptive record, and scroll down to see where the permissions type appears. In our first search example, we applied the permissions limit on the advanced search page, but you can also apply it on the results page after you run your search. Next, let's try out the PsycTest's classification filter. If you've used the classification filter in APA PsycInfo, the concept is similar. It helps you focus on a specific area of research. Just note that APA PsycTest uses its own set of classifications, which is different from the list in APA PsycInfo. Let's choose Consumer Behavior, Marketing, and Advertising. Then, use an asterisk to search any field. This tells APA PsycNet to return all records that match our filters without needing a keyword in the search boxes. The asterisk works as a wildcard. It's useful when your filters are doing the work and you don't have a specific search term in mind. The search results page gives us over 2,500 results. On the lower left, under Filter Results, select Permissions and then select May Use for Research Teaching. This focuses our search results to about half as many. Let's open another record to look at two more fields that help you understand permissions. the author contact information, and the source citation. Author contact information is spread across several field labels: author, author identifier, affiliation, email, and correspondence address. If there are multiple authors, you'll see identifier, affiliation, and email for as many authors as APA could include. The correspondence address is always for the first author. Keep in mind that this information was collected at the time of publication, so it may not be current. That's where the author identifier, or ORCID, can be useful. An ORCID page often includes up-to-date publications, job titles, and contact information that may not appear in the APA PsycTest record. Source citation is another key field in the APA PsycTest record. Within this tab, you will see the test development citation, labeled Source Used. Every APA PsycTest record links back to the publication, often a journal article, where that test was developed. To learn more about this source citation, follow the DOI to the publisher's article page. Here, you can download, purchase, or request the full text of the journal article, or contact the publisher, which we'll discuss shortly. Now that we've seen how to find and apply permissions information on the advanced search page, on the search results page, in an APA PsycTest descriptive record, and in an APA PsycTest PDF cover sheet, let's talk about what these different types of permissions mean for you as a researcher. There are 5 possible permissions within APA PsycTest. Almost half of all APA PsycTest records have the permission statement, "may use for research or teaching." The next most common permission statement says to contact the author. This is found in about 40% of records. Permissions that say to contact the publisher, or that say to contact both the author and the publisher, are each found in about 8% of APA PsycTest records. Finally, a very small number of APA PsycTest records have a permission statement that is not specified. This only appears in about 1 out of every 500 records and is mostly reserved for historical test records from the 1980s or even earlier. Let's discuss how to approach each type of permission, starting with the most common. If a test comes with the permission statement, "may use for research or teaching," you can get started right away with academic, research, and other not-for-profit uses. This includes sharing the PDF on a secure campus network for teaching or collaboration, administering the test in a research study, or using it with a client if you're a clinician. You can also publish your own research based on the test, as long as you include a copyright statement that credits the original test authors. Think of your "may use for research or teaching" test PDF as similar to a journal article PDF. Never plagiarize another researcher's work, but it's okay to build on what others have studied and published. No matter what the permission statement says, some types of usage are never permitted. Don't post the test on the open internet. Don't sell the test. Charge people a fee to take the test, or use it for any kind of commercial gain. And of course, never state or imply that this test is your original work. Some types of test use are not automatically prohibited, but they're not automatically permitted either. If you're not sure whether your planned use is covered under the "may use for research or teaching" permission, it's best to contact the publisher. You can find publisher details in the source citation field. Follow the DOI to the publisher's website, and then search or browse to find that publisher's contact information. If the PsycTests record has multiple source citations, then use the oldest citation, labeled Test Development. For example, if you want to publish not just the research results, but the whole test as an appendix, you would need to request permission from the publisher who owns the copyright to the test. Any other types of use not already mentioned should also be requested from the test publisher. If the permissions field says contact the publisher or not specified, you'll need to reach out to the publisher to get permission, even for the basic academic and research uses. In most cases, APA is not the publisher or the copyright holder. Instead, APA has permission to describe or share the test on behalf of the original publisher. Finally, let's talk about when to contact the author. If the permissions field says to contact author, you'll need to get permission from the first author, even for basic academic and research uses. In the APA PsycTests record, start with the correspondence address, and then check for an ORCID or author identifier for the first author. If contact information is available for co-authors, you can try reaching out to them as well. You might also contact the author for help with scoring, administration, or to clarify something about the test itself. APA includes all available test details in the record, but the author may have more to share. In general, the publisher is your best source for copyright and permissions, while the author is your best source for how the test was developed and used in research. But what if you can't reach the author? What if you can't find their current email, if the test is older than email, or even if the author is deceased? If the test has multiple authors, you may be able to contact someone other than the first author. If that's not possible, the next step is to contact the publisher. And if you're unsure what to do, you can always reach out to APA Publishing Support. While APA can't grant permissions for tests that are owned by other publishers, we're happy to help you figure out the best way to request those permissions, especially if the test record is unclear or is missing contact information. By now, you might be wondering, why are test permissions so complicated? The short answer is that APA PsycTest includes content from many different publishers, each with their own rules for sharing and reuse. This makes the collection much more comprehensive, but it also means that some records include a downloadable PDF, while others only have DOIs that link to the original source. Some tests come with automatic permissions for research and teaching. Others require you to contact the author, the publisher, or sometimes both. APA shares as much full-text content as we are legally allowed to, and our indexers clearly label each record with one of a few permission types. These labels help you search more efficiently and more confidently. You can quickly see whether you need to contact the author, check with the publisher, or if you're all set to start using the test right away. Thanks for watching. For more search tips and strategies, please see our YouTube channel or visit the APA website.